Hey, DJ, what difference do you see in Gardner? I don't know, maybe from when he was playing last year, not at the beginning of the season, but from when he was playing to right now, what improvements, where do you think fans will see the growth?
Um, just from confidence of filling in to just being his team, being a captain. I think that's a big jump because you know that the guys in the locker room are supporting you and they want you to succeed, opposed to, wishing that, somebody else was quarterback and things like that. So I think that's the biggest thing, and that transfer on the field, translate to the field because when you're dropping back, everybody on the team wants you to succeed. So I think that's the biggest thing and the confidence that he has.
Thanks, DJ.
All right, let's jump over to Mark Long and then Gary.
Yeah, DJ, you guys are a pretty big underdog at home. Everybody's counting you out already. Does that motivate you guys? Can you use that as fuel this week and maybe even going into the season?
How big of underdogs are we?
The biggest of the home dogs. I think it's 8 points.
Okay. I don't be paying attention. I don't, so maybe it motivates us, but I really think our attention isn't on that, So I think just going in, our attention is being a better team and showing that we can do what we say we want to do. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the thing that Coach Marone wants from us the most, to be ourselves and not worry about, outside noise and things like that. So I'm just interested to see all these young guys get out there and play, for the first time and battle with them and get a W.
You think you guys could surprise some people, though? Everybody's already, talked about tanking and all that.
Yeah. If you don't expect us to do well, then, I consider it, we can surprise you. But I don't think anyone that really, really supports us would be surprised.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go over to Gary and then Gene.
DJ, we all know what a jump you made from your rookie year to last year. How much better, or where are you better as a football player and as a receiver from last year to this year?
I just watch, some of my plays from last year, and I'm my hardest critic, and even now I'm still my hardest critic, and I think I've got way better. I have way more confidence. I know what to expect. Week 1 last year, I was excited to, finally be a starter. Wasn't expecting to have the game that I had week 1 this year. It's kind of different, I'm expecting, the attention from the defense, so I'm preparing like I'm going to get the attention to the defense. And I think I'm a better player. I just got to go out and prove it.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks, Gary. Let's go over to Gene and then Jordan, and we'll finish up with Mia.
DJ, the second half of the Indianapolis game last year was probably the best football that you guys played the entire season. You outscored them 22-0 in the second half. Do you guys talk about, was there any discussion about how you guys played so together on both sides of the ball? It was literally a perfect game, and whether something like that can have any carryover whatsoever to this game this week.
I'm sorry, you on mute. I can't hear you. Gardner told me I had to get you.
Yeah.
But I think last year, it was our last game. We had been through a lot, and we just wanted to go out there and ball. And it was just a good feeling, in the locker room, going out on that note. This year, it's a lot of the younger guys that was on that team. We still here, and we understand, what it's like to go into games, underdogs, and things like that. But we also know any given Sunday you can beat anybody. Teams that go undefeated lose to teams that's won one game. It doesn't matter. It's just who prepared the hardest and who's willing to go out there and play. So I think this week, we don't feel like we underdogs at all. We don't really see how we could be underdogs. So we just want to go out there and ball, and, best team wins.
I didn't hear a word you said, but I'm sure it was very insightful.
It was all right.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Gene. Let's go to Jordan and then Mia, and then we'll sneak one more in with John Reed.
Hey, DJ, I hope you're doing well. What type of challenges specifically do the Colts present from their secondary towards you and the rest of the receivers that you guys have?
They're really good at cover two. It's one of the staples. Adding a corner like Rhodes, who's a big guy, that helps the scheme. They also have good defensive line and linebackers, which makes things usually easier for the DB to sit or jump routes, and play more comfortable. And when you have a DB that's playing comfortable and confident, that's a tough thing to go against. So, we expect that. And my goal is to really just study all of these guys, see their strengths, see their weaknesses, and know whatever play is called, how to attack a weakness or how to create a weakness in his game because of the play. Because the biggest benefit that I have is I know the play, and it's kind of hard to disguise defenses when you study them. So I feel like I have the upper hand when it comes to preparing, but at the end of the day, they are good in what they do best. So it's going to be challenging.
Thanks, DJ.
All right, Mia, and then John.
Hey, DJ, kind of building off of that, the progression for you from week 1 to then week 17, where maybe the number 1 corner isn't on you week 1, but then as you emerge, did you see a difference in all of a sudden maybe more coverage on you and more eyes on you in terms of the defense? And B, now that people regard you as wide receiver number 1 for the Jaguars, what do you expect coverage-wise to maybe be different from this time a year ago to now?
I definitely saw a difference in, the way that I was being played from week 1. Week 1 was the first 3-4 weeks was pretty easy because I was able to get a lot of single coverage, because, you have to do it over and over again before someone really respects you. Towards the end of the year, I saw more cover 2 to my side, or 2-man, or double coverage, or brackets, things like that. And I expect that again this year. I feel like that's a sign of respect. So, I embrace it. But I tell guys like LaVisca that, if they are doing that to me, that means it's your turn to be one-on-one, so it's your turn to do your thing. But either way, whether it's bracket, double cover, I still have to get open. That's my job, but hopefully, LaVisca can make it a little easier for me. But we have a lot of weapons on offense. So I think this year, the difference is if you do try to take me out of the game, we have some guys that can really make you pay for it. We just have to do it.
Sweet. Thanks, DJ.
Thanks, Mia. All right, let's finish up with John Reed.
Yeah, pick it back off that question though. Do you feel that that you're confident that this offense is more explosive? I mean, what makes you feel you guys are going to be more explosive? Do you think you're going to be more of a pass and attack offense, or what?
We have some pretty good concepts. We have some concepts that you kind of have to pick your poison as a defense. You have to choose wisely, and if you don't, then there's going to be somebody open, and it's up to that guy to make the play. But I feel like we have a 53-man roster where every man is capable of making a play. So, I'm confident. And we have a lot of guys that's eager to show what they can do. And that's the biggest thing that I think that's going to help us. As a rookie, when you get your shot, you want to make a play. And having a lot of this young team, everybody wants to make a play. So with these concepts, with the mentality that Coach Gruden has, being the head coach, it's a lot of hunger in the offensive meeting rooms, and we just ready to go out there and perform.
And does it help when he say he wants to be aggressive? And I mean, he's basically said that today that you guys are going to be more aggressive offensively.
Oh, definitely. I love the fact that he's a guy that, like he said, wants to attack. That's the perfect word. No defense. our defensive player put fear in him, you know, and I'm pretty sure if you follow him, you know what type of mentality he has. And that's kind of carried over into the meeting rooms. And, you know, that's the guy we playing for. So that's how we playing.
Thank you, man.
No problem.